New York Governor Kathy Hochul vowed to fight fire with fire amid Republican efforts to enact redistricting in Texas, condemning the move as a legal insurrection. Hochul hosted Texas Democrats who fled their state to block a redistricting vote, promising to pursue similar tactics herself. She argued that President Donald Trump and Republicans are engaged in a legal insurrection to subvert the 2026 elections, leaving Democrats with no choice but to embrace the same tactics. President Donald Trump has offered praise for actress Sydney Sweeney, a registered Republican, who is facing backlash over her denim ad campaign with American Eagle. Trump wrote on his social media platform that Sweeney's ad is the hottest out there and encouraged her to go get 'em. The controversy surrounding Sweeney's ad campaign has sparked debate about the intersection of politics and advertising. The South Korean military has begun dismantling loudspeakers along its border with North Korea, a move aimed at easing tensions between the two countries. The speakers were used to broadcast music and news across the border, but their removal was requested by the North Korean leadership, who deemed them psychologically detrimental to people near the border. The South Korean military stated that the removal of the speakers would not affect its readiness. A fire erupted under a New Jersey PATH train on Monday morning, sending passengers fleeing out of the smoke-filled cars. The blaze started at 6:19 a.m. under an eastbound train at the Newport PATH station, according to officials. Several people were treated for smoke inhalation, and the cause of the fire is under investigation. European leaders, including French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, have expressed horror at the recent footage released by Hamas of Israeli captives Ram Braslavsky and Aviatar David. The hostages were taken nearly 670 days ago and are being held in Gaza. Macron called the footage a depiction of Hamas' unlimited inhumanity and decried it as abject cruelty. Merz echoed Macron's comments, saying the videos show that Hamas should no longer play a role in the future of Gaza. The U.S. is pushing for a comprehensive deal that would include a complete ceasefire and the return of all hostages. Families of the hostages have been protesting, demanding their release from Hamas captivity. YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul has hired big shot attorney Alex Spiro to pursue legal action against critics who claim his fights are staged. Spiro, known for defending Elon Musk and Aaron Hernandez, will represent Paul in the case. The move comes after Paul's business partner, Natisa Badarian, said they would take legal action against those making false claims about their boxing career. U.S. Representative Jasmine Crockett called President Donald Trump a piece of shit during a progressive rally in Arizona on Sunday, urging Democrats to get aggressive against the administration ahead of 2026 midterms. The Texas Congresswoman joined fellow lawmakers, Senator Chris Murphy and Representative Yasemin Ansari, for the Move On event, where she expressed confidence that a Democratic candidate will win the 2028 presidential election. Olympic gold medalist Sha'Carri Richardson was arrested last weekend for allegedly assaulting her boyfriend, fellow sprinter Christian Coleman. The incident occurred days before the U.S. Track and Field Championships in Eugene, Oregon. Coleman declined to be a victim in the case, stating he wants to move on from the situation. He expressed understanding for Richardson's emotions and acknowledged that she has a lot of things going on that he can't understand. A new memo being sent to House Republicans on Monday is encouraging them to tout new work requirements for Medicaid and federal food benefits as lawmakers return to their districts for Congress's annual August recess period. The memo positions Democratic attacks as left-wing operatives, already working to distort and malign every part of the one big, beautiful bill. GOP lawmakers are urged to point out that every Democrat voted against the bill, followed by three of what the right sees as its strongest points: tax cuts, border security measures, and military spending. The memo also encourages Republicans to take on Democrats' criticism of federal benefit reforms head-on, touting common-sense Medicaid reforms, like work requirements for able-bodied adults. A recent Fox News poll found that 58% of registered voters disapproved of the bill, compared to just 39% who supported it. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, has lodged detainers against 3 migrants from Venezuela who have been charged with capital murder in Texas. Yosquar Aponte Jimenez, Jose Trevino Cruz, and Jesus Bellerin Guzman allegedly were involved in the June 20th shooting death of 48-year-old Santiago Lopez Morales at a Motel 6 in Garland. The 3 men are accused of committing multiple robberies, including an aggravated robbery at a deluxe inn located about a mile away from the Motel 6. They allegedly targeted prostitutes and less likely victims to report their crimes. ICE lodged detainers against the trio after they were released into the U.S. by the Biden administration. The Department of Homeland Security said that Jimenez crossed the southern border illegally on May 3, 2023. While Trevino Cruz entered the U.S., unvetted via the CBP One app on October 9, 2024. Bellerin Guzman also entered the country unvetted via the CBP One app on January 6, 2025. The San Francisco Giants and New York Giants have finally met, years after a legendary radio host was pranked into thinking they had an annual meeting. In 2015, Dan and Warwick called Mike Francesa and asked if the 2 teams with the same name ever got together. Francesa joked that there was a giant picnic in Totowa during a weekend together. The MLB team posted on X, "Our turn to host next year." Wyoming Governor Mark Gordon signed an agreement with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) agency, allowing local law enforcement in select counties to work alongside federal agents in tracking and detaining illegal immigrants. The partnership will enable Wyoming Highway Patrol officers to assist ICE with enforcement during their daily operations along major interstates. This marks only the second such pact made directly between a state and ICE. Following Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' lead, Wyoming taxpayers will not bear any additional costs for the partnership, as officers will receive free training from the federal agency. A New York Post media group is launching a new venture in 2026 called the California Post, which will offer readers a unique combination of fearless journalism, celebrity news, and sports reporting from a distinctly Californian perspective. Headquartered in Los Angeles, the publication will operate as a separate entity under the New York Post Media Group and will launch next year. Amazon has launched a collection of summer beauty must-haves from top brands like Estée Lauder, BareMinerals, and Milk Makeup. The products include moisture-boosting serums, hydrating masks, and makeup removers that cater to various skin types. Some popular items include the Elta MD UV Skin Recovery Face Sunscreen SPF 50, Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask, and Elemis Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm Facial Cleanser and Makeup Remover. These products are available for purchase on Amazon, with some items offering discounts and promotions. Pope Leo XIV's message of faith and service resonated deeply with over 1 million young Catholics who gathered in Rome for the Jubilee of Youth. The pontiff encouraged the crowd to embrace dialogue over division, saying, "A different world is possible." Father Michael Tidd, headmaster at the Delbarton School in New Jersey, praised Pope Leo's ability to connect with youth through authentic dialogue. U.S. Senator John Cornyn, R. Texas, has introduced the LETITIA Act, a bill aimed at cracking down on public officials who use their position to commit federal bank fraud, tax fraud, or loan mortgage fraud. The legislation comes after allegations of mortgage fraud against New York Attorney General Letitia James and U.S. Senator Adam Schiff, D. California. The bill would increase federal statutory maximum sentences and fines for public officials who abuse their offices and violate the public trust to commit bank fraud, loan or mortgage fraud, or tax fraud. New Jersey Senator Cory Booker refused to endorse Zohran Mamdani, a Democratic Socialist mayoral candidate in New York City, when pressed by CNN host Manu Raju on Sunday. Booker cited his focus on New Jersey politics and stated that he would rather let New York City figure out its own elections. This decision comes as other prominent Democrats have also sidestepped or dodged questions about endorsing Mamdani. Brock Lesnar shocked wrestling fans on Sunday night when his music hit the speakers at MetLife Stadium after John Cena lost the WWE Championship to Cody Rhodes. The pop at the home of the New York Giants and Jets was deafening, but many fans were disappointed by Lesnar's return due to his involvement in a sex trafficking lawsuit against Vince McMahon. Former WWE employee Janelle Grant alleged that McMahon attempted to get Grant to have sex with Lesnar in order to entice Lesnar to re-sign with the company. Fans took to social media to express their outrage and disappointment, calling out Lesnar's return as coward stuff and accusing Triple H of dropping press conferences to avoid questions about bringing back a sex offender. Rod Stewart is catching heat for his AI-generated tribute to Ozzy Osbourne during his One Last Time tour, featuring visuals of the late rock legend with deceased musicians like Michael Jackson and Prince. While some fans praise the gesture as a unique way to honor Osbourne's memory, others have dubbed it tacky and embarrassing. The tribute was featured in Stewart's Atlanta show on August 1st, where he also mentioned that many of the deceased musicians died due to substance abuse. Ozzy Osbourne passed away on July 22nd at the age of 76. The fugitive Army veteran who allegedly shot and killed 4 people at a bar in Montana could return to the town where the heinous crime unfolded, posing a concern for the public, the state's Attorney General is warning. The whereabouts of Michael Brown, 45, remain unknown Monday, following the Friday morning shooting at the Owl Bar in Anaconda, which claimed the lives of residents Daniel Edwin Bailey, 59, Nancy Loretta Kelly, 64, David Allen Leach, 70, and Tony Wayne Palm, 74. Authorities released a photo of Brown on Saturday, showing him barefoot and shirtless, walking down a flight of steps. The image depicted Brown wearing black shorts and fleeing after the shooting Friday, according to the state's Department of Criminal Investigation, DCI. It is unclear what led to the shooting, but Knudsen said investigators believed Brown used one of his own personal rifles in the attack. A coordinated phishing campaign has breached sensitive patient data at several cancer care providers affiliated with Integrated Oncology Network, ION, a Tennessee-based network of oncology practices. The breach, which occurred over a 3-day period between December 13 and 16, 2024, allowed attackers to access employee email and SharePoint accounts, according to notices filed with state regulators and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. At least 11 practices have reported being affected by the breach, impacting more than 130,000 individuals. ION has offered affected individuals free credit monitoring, dark web monitoring, and identity theft protection services. An NFL employee shot in the lobby of a Midtown Manhattan office building last week called his colleagues to warn them about the gunman before calling 911, according to a report. The victims were identified as NYPD officer Didarul Islam, Wesley LePatner, Julia Hyman, and Ayland Etienne. Investigators believe Shane Tamura, 27, was trying to get to the NFL offices after shooting several people in the building's lobby, then another in a 33rd floor office on Monday before he killed himself. The Latah County Prosecutor's Office in Idaho has released a 3D model of the house where Bryan Kohberger killed 4 University of Idaho students, following his guilty plea. The 3D replica includes rooms inside the house and was originally planned to be used during the now-canceled murder trial. Kohberger pleaded guilty on July 2nd to the murders of Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Kaylee Goncalves, in a deal that took the death penalty off the table. He will serve 4 consecutive life sentences without parole. U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed on Sunday that 2 nuclear submarines are in the region to counter Russia ahead of a ceasefire deadline set for Friday. The deployment comes after Trump warned former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev about potential war with the U.S., and Medvedev doubled down on his comments, referencing Russia's dead-hand automated nuclear retaliation system. The U.S. and Russia hold the largest nuclear arsenals in the world. Jameson Reeder Jr., 13, has returned to the Florida Keys Reef, where a bull shark took his right leg below the knee in 2022. The boy and his father shared their story of survival and miraculous events that unfolded after the attack. Jameson Jr. spent 3 weeks in the hospital, undergoing 4 surgeries, and will need additional surgery as he continues to grow. Despite the injury, the 13-year-old has not let it stop him from having fun, participating in surfing, baseball, rock climbing, and other activities. He has also returned to the reef with his friends and family, facing his fears and finding a newfound love for sharks. The Trump administration has been on a months-long campaign railing against what it says are draconian censorship regulations in Europe that have not only stifled free speech, but have also served as another roadblock amid the artificial intelligence evolution. The EU adopted the Digital Services Act, DSA, in 2022 to regulate online platforms such as social networks, content-sharing platforms, and app stores, and is intended to. QVC has launched its summer deals, offering discounts on top electronics from Bose and Apple, home decor, beauty essentials, and more. The sale features exclusive finds, including discounted products from brands like Bose, Apple, and designer jewelry. QVC customers can shop a wide range of items, from home goods to beauty products, with prices reduced by up to 59%. The deals are available for a limited time only, so customers should act quickly to take advantage of the savings.